What's going on, guys? Today we are talking all things passing here in Madden 24. Whether you're a beginner, if you've been playing the game maybe a couple years, or you're not too experienced, this video should definitely help you out. So let's get started with super basic, and that's just the 3 different types of passes that are in Madden 24. The first one is gonna be a lob pass, which is actually really hard to throw. You're gonna basically just like barely touch the button. That's it. You're just barely like they made it really hard. You see right there, it says lob pass. Want to barely touch the button you're throwing to. This can be a little bit tough, and sometimes you might throw a bullet pass, but all you're gonna want to do, I'll do it one more time, just quick tap, there you go. That ball's gonna be lofty over the top. This is really good for deep balls and maybe getting it over a defender's head. So that's the lob pass. And next up, we have the bullet pass. This is of course really good for quarterbacks that get the pass lead and set feed abilities, which we'll talk about in a second. But here you go, that just hold, all you're gonna want to do is just hold the B button, hold whatever button you're throwing to. You see right there, it says bullet pass right next to me. That one's real easy. I'll do it one more time for you guys. Bullet pass, just hold the button, and that's where you're gonna get that crazy velocity, which is obviously quite good for throwing those dots. The final throw is the touch pass. All you're gonna wanna do is, let's say we're throwing the ball here to Hardy, which is Y. You're gonna wanna tap Y, release it, and then hold Y. So it's kind of like a double tap, if that makes sense. So you click it once, and you go like that, and you're gonna see right next to me, it should say touch pass. That one's a little bit more difficult, and it probably is better for like going over the middle. You're trying to get the ball over like a linebacker or user's head. It can be pretty effective. So like I said, tap it once, then hold it, and that's going to create the touch pass, which is a little bit more flat than a lob pass. And to pump fake, all you're going to want to do is double tap whatever button you want to throw the ball to, and you see right there, it's going to add that little reticle, which could throw off a user. It doesn't do much to the AI, but it could definitely throw off a user if you want to like pump fake a drag and throw over the top. That's there for you. I like how they added the little reticle. It was in the game last year too, but the little reticle can be helpful for pumping off users. Let's get to the next segment. Okay, so let's talk quarterback abilities. Quarterback abilities are arguably the most important position to have abilities on in the whole game. I know this year they tried to make it so you didn't have to use a velocity boosting ability quarterback, but still, you're putting yourself at a major disadvantage if you're not using some kind of ball velocity increasing ability, and that's going to be pass lead or set feet. So Josh Allen, the man we're going to be using today, actually does get pass lead, and as you can see right there, increased throw power when leading bullet passes. Pretty self-explanatory. Whether your feet don't even need to be set, as long as you're leading the pass and you're throwing a bullet pass, the velocity is going to be way higher compared to a quarterback that doesn't get that pass lead elite ability. And Mahomes gets good abilities as well. Dashing Deadeye is actually going to be pretty good this year because you can actually throw on the run and you could actually escape the pocket. So Dashing Deadeye is going to be pretty solid. And of course, Hot Route Master. They usually don't introduce this ability into MUT until later in the year, but basically what it does is it gives you 4 extra really good hot routes per position, and you don't need to have like apprentices on your wide receivers. Your quarterback just has it for everybody. So Hot Route Master is one of the best abilities across all of Madden. We also have Aaron Rodgers here. He gets a really good release, and he gets Gunslinger. And Gunslinger, unlike Pass Lead, actually doesn't increase the ball's velocity in the air. The only thing that Gunslinger is going to increase is the speed of the release. So the ball will get out faster, but if he didn't have set feet or pass lead, the ball would still loft a little bit. But because Rodgers has the combination of Gunslinger and pass lead, not only is that ball getting out faster, it's also getting there quicker as well. So having that Gunslinger pass lead combo is super deadly. And Joe Burrow also gets a really nice mix of abilities with set feet and fearless. Set feet is different from pass lead because with pass lead, you can still get that added velocity boost when you're throwing on the run. With set feet, your feet have to be set when you're leading a bullet pass. And for fearless, it's just you're just immune to pressure. So if you have a guy breathing down your throat, you can still throw that dot with the fearless ability, which is really nice to have, especially on pocket passers. Okay, now let's talk about the placement passing or the passing mechanic setting here in Madden 24. If you do not have it on or you want to turn it off, all you're going to want to do is just follow those couple steps right there. And you'll see right here, it says passing mechanics. So you have placement and accuracy and classic. Classic is just, throwback, just high ball, low ball, pass lead, no freeform, nothing like that. For me, I like placement a lot. I like placement. Passing slowdown only matters for single player. Don't turn this on though. And then you have freeform, near, or far. Basically what this is adjusting is the little gray circle around your receiver where the ball is able to go without you hitting a freeform. So if you put it on far, it makes that circle much bigger. Near is what I like, so I'm not trying to get too wild here. I like going near with 7. It's a kind of a nice mix. You could obviously go, you can go far with like 3, and it might like feel the same as near 7. I like going near 7. I feel like you have the most, flexibility there. And then right here, this is just your reticle, like a little gray circle. That's the reticle, whether you want it visible or not. And then the meter is the accuracy meter, which, if you have it off, I don't think it shows up. So those are your passing mechanics settings right there. You can copy mine. You can try your own. You go in practice mode, test it out. But that's, hopefully I explained that well enough. If you have any questions, of course, drop a comment down below. But let's get back to practice mode. Okay, so now let's talk about how you actually activate placement passing. So let's just use Hardy for an example on a streak. I'm gonna put Hardy on the streak. This is gonna be me not using placement passing, which is right here, the left trigger, LT or L2 on PlayStation. So here's me using without that button. I'm gonna pass it into the sideline. See that gray circle right there? See how the pass light, see how the little reticle went to the left of the gray circle? Which is what you're looking for. Now, when I hit the LT button, what you're gonna see is the little orange reticle go outside of the gray, which is that's the freeform passing mechanic of it. So you're gonna see right here, bullet pass, and you're gonna see it kind of go outside a little bit, and it lets me kind of get onto that outside shoulder just a little bit more, which is obviously what you're looking for. Say you're playing a cover 2, you run that streak up the sideline, you're trying to lead that ball away from the receiver. This is also really good when it comes to throwing corner routes. You can kind of throw it down. See how it's outside the gray reticle, which is super effective for getting away from those over-the-top safeties. You have a clear out route, put a corner underneath it, pass lead that down while using the placement passing with the LT or the L2. So I'll do it one more time. Down like that. There you go. And I'm also, you see, there is a little bit of risk and reward there, because if you pass lead it too far, you can have those out of reaches just like that. So you kind of got to get a good feel for it. Eventually you will, like right there, you're able to kind of like swerve it, keep it away from the defender, which of course I really like. So that's how you activate the placement passing and you utilize your free form. You can get pretty creative with it, honestly. You can use it however you want. So you want to stop even like a slant route, you're able to do that, kind of throw it behind him right there, which again has a little bit of risk there, but you can kind of stop. You're able to stop slant routes, stop drag routes, things like that. So it definitely makes you a little bit harder to face if you're able to get used to that. Also helps you, lead the ball down the field, help your receivers catch it in stride, things like that. So I'm a huge fan of freeform. If you're not using it, you're putting yourself at a major disadvantage. Okay, so if you want to high ball and low ball while using this mechanic, what you're going to want to do, first of all, high ball is the same it's always been, and that's going to be the left bumper. However, a little habit you might have to break if you played Madden 23 is the high ball just isn't as good. High ball is just not good. It's just not good. So you could be wide open and your receiver could just drop a high ball. I mean, high ball was the meta last year, but all you're gonna want to do LB or L1 on PlayStation, and that's gonna give you that high ball animation, which was the move last year. And you see right there, the high throw. Even when there's no one around you, you can drop this here. Which I don't know why they do this, but yeah, you can't throw high balls anymore. I mean, they're not gonna be as effective. So try to break that habit. I know it might be tough for some of you. So to throw a low ball, you will never actually make it say low ball on the bottom of your screen the same way it says high ball. But the way I do it is I freeform pass and pass lead down. That's the way I throw a low ball. I know that's the way I do it, and I try to possession catch and try to get those like fall down animations. But that's the best way to do it. After Madden 22, they basically nerfed the low ball into the ground. Literally, but yeah, that's the way I do it. I just kind of pass it down, and that was actually pretty good. That was actually the example I was looking for. So there you go. If you want to throw the ball away, all you're gonna want to do is press down on the right stick. So say everything's caged up, nothing's open, you don't want to take a sack or throw a pick, click down that right stick, and the quarterback will throw the ball away. And if you don't want to throw the ball away and you maybe are trying to manage the clock, or if you don't want to take a sack and there's a guy coming off the edge, you could actually just fall if you wanted to by holding both back buttons and double hitting the stick. That's going to make you give yourself up as the quarterback, which you don't really use that in a game, but that mechanic's there. Both back buttons or both triggers, and then press down on that right stick. So yeah, that's basically all things passing here in Madden 24. If you have any questions that I didn't answer, drop a comment down below. If you have pretty decent knowledge with Madden, maybe help someone out down in the comment section, or if I missed anything that you think should have been a part of this video, drop it down in the comment section. But yeah, let me know. I'm hoping we have a good year. Madden 24, that's going to be a KO right there. But it should be a good year, and I will see you boys in the next one.